Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I will be doing a look based on like this rusty orange type of color. I'll just show you an example real quick. It's kind of based on this blush that I got from the Sephora sale whenever they were trying to compete with Ulta during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, but it's called Situationship. It is the Urban Decay Face Bond Blush Suede. And that's what it looks like. I have yet to play with this blush, so I was thinking what better way than to coordinate it with eyeshadow. So the two eyeshadow palettes I took out of my collection to try and bring that really beautiful like burnt brick red color in is my Pat McGrath Mothership. This is the Mothership 6 eyeshadow palette. I believe it's called Midnight Sun. This is what the shades look like. I love this palette. It's very well used. It is my only Mothership palette, and I am satisfied with it. The other palette that I'm bringing in is the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral. My friend actually gave me this palette, and it's crazy because I have always wanted this palette from Juvia's Place. I've purchased Juvia's Place palettes before, and I was kind of a collector, like a little bit before 2020, but whenever I did start collecting Juvia's Place, the one palette I truly wanted was the Nubian 3 Coral, and I don't know, the color story just intrigued me because it has grays, but also like orangey corals, and for some reason this color story just speaks to me. I don't know what, but I've always thought about it, even up to now, before my friend gave me this palette. I've consistently thought about the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral here and there, so it's just crazy how she gave this to me not long ago, and I'm so happy. Everything just comes full circle. I think that's so crazy. Start with the Pat McGrath Mothership 6 palette. I'm going to take the shade here. I do have the slip. I just did not bring the slip with me, so I cannot be sure of the shade name. I'm going to take that shade first. The Pat McGrath Mothership 6 was given to me by my boyfriend. This was like one of the first gifts he gave to me when we like first started dating. It was like a Christmas gift, I believe, and I was so happy about it. It was on like sale, whenever Pat McGrath website has like those sales. This was like $75 or $78 or something like that. And yeah, I was so happy to receive it. I like was teary-eyed and everything because this was truly something I desired, and for my boyfriend to give me that kind of like in our early days of being together, I thought that was really sweet. But yeah, and ever since receiving this palette, I've enjoyed playing with it. I have like tried other formulas since having this palette, but to be honest, the Pat McGrath matte formula is lovely. I love this formula compared to like Natasha Denona mattes. I don't know, maybe Natasha Denona's formulas are just a little more advanced than I'd like, and like I like Pat McGrath's because I know each time I use her mattes, it's going to come out the same way. I don't have to concern myself with it being a creamy matte or anything like that. This is just a lovely matte that I've, used with other brands. So yeah. So that is the rusty orangey brick red shade. I just threw in so many different descriptive words. But yeah, so I'm just packing it on first. I haven't blended. I'm just patting it onto my lid. Because if you don't know, I like to set my color on my lid before blending. And to blend it out, I want to take a shade from the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral. I think I might want to tone down the brickiness of this, so I'm going to take this shade here. Doesn't have a shade name, but yeah. Ever since my friend gave me this Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral palette, I've played with it a few times. I've played with the grays, but I've also played with the corals in this palette, and I love it. It's everything I remember wanting from this palette. So yeah, I'm so happy that it's in my life now. So I am just packing on this matte before blending it. Just kind of packing it above my crease where the Pat McGrath shade kind of stayed. Just packing on top of it. Okay, now I'm taking that same shade, that muted orange shade, and now I'm going to slightly just blend the Pat McGrath shade and the Juvia's Place shade together. All right. As always, it got smoky really fast, but it's okay. I don't mind it. I love looking crazy for work. I think I want to go in with this as my base shimmer all over the lid. This is from the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral. That is what it looks like. And I'm just going to build that shimmer some more from the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral. The shimmer's so pretty. I mean, to be honest, you guys, I feel like I'm a very simple, easy to please person when it comes to makeup. Like, I don't know, makeup's so good nowadays. Like, my expectations are still like, obviously high as a makeup lover, makeup consumer, but I don't know. I do want to take a really sparkly, beautiful shade from the Pat McGrath palette. I feel like this leans a little too orange for that brick orange blush. And I've already done a look like that. So I kind of want to dive into, I kind of want to take this shade. Now this shade, I will say it's not my favorite shade, but might as well just use it, We'll see what it comes out like. I don't know the shade. Maybe I'll pop it up on the screen. But this is one of Pat McGrath's baked shades in her palette. The baked formula is normally like pretty flaky, pretty sparkly arcly. So I think I'm just gonna layer it. You know me, I like to layer it kind of in the center of my lid. Still building up that baked, really gold yellow shade. I mean, I don't even know if a yellow gold even goes well with a bricky red blush. Looks like it's going well with the matte, so. Alright, I ended up covering that Juvia's Place shimmer. Oops. Brick red matte. Brick red terracotta matte from the McGrath palette, and I am just going to build it back up because I don't want it to lose its color. Although, to be honest, it probably didn't. I just like to go back and make sure things are blended well after placing a shimmer shadow down. Because sometimes the blend, there is no blend whenever placing a shimmer down with your finger especially. So I'm just gonna blend slightly. Okay, now that I am satisfied with how the blend looks, how everything looks on the eyes, I am going to line my eyes with a powder shadow. I'm going to take this deep, warm chocolate brown matte from the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral. It's a very, very subtle liner effect. So yeah, just a slight, very subtle wing. Oh, you can kind of see it on camera, so very slight, subtle wing. You guys, I never get my eyeliner to be even. Okay. I'm actually going to say no to the eyeliner because its appearance isn't very, it's not giving the desired look I wanted. So instead, take that brown and kind of do a even more diffused winged liner rather than a defined wing liner. I'm just going to blend this into that burnt brick red matte and try to blend out the that warm dark chocolate brown matte that I used to make a winged liner. I just want to diffuse it so that way you can't tell what I tried to do. I do think I want to add another shimmer on my eyes. I think I want to add some glimmer shade on the outer corner because I love shimmers. So the one that's been calling to me ever since opening this palette is this chocolatey brown shimmer from the Juvia's Place Nubian 3. Nubian 3 Coral, sorry. Just gonna take that. This is what it looks like, a little bit of it. I'm just going to kind of mesh that in with the yellow gold shimmer from the Pat McGrath shade, or from the Pat McGrath palette. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with that yellow gold from the Pat McGrath palette. It's giving fall, you guys. My eyes, it's just like all fall leaves. It's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna curl my lashes with the Shiseido eyelash curler. The one person that I know who loves the Shiseido lash curler is Amanda Z. She is another YouTuber here, and she makes a lot of videos about, like, honestly, she makes a lot of videos about her favorites. I mean, she does a lot of like K beauty, J beauty, Asian beauty videos too, but like whenever she does like end of year favorites or like anything about like what to buy at a Sephora sale or something, she usually includes like the Shiseido eyelash curler. Like most of her videos where it's like top holy grails, always the Shiseido lash curler. And I'm like, there must be something to this if she continues to recommend it. And like that's one thing I enjoy about Amanda Z. She continues to just use the products and like recommend the products that she uses for years. And I think that's lovely. Oh my goodness, I should prep my lips. I'm gonna prep my lips with the Lethal Cosmetics Adventure Time lip balm. This is in the shade Marceline. Now, this is just a lip prep step, so this might not necessarily go with the eyeshadow. I just wanted to use this lip balm. All right. Now, because we have so much warmth going on, it is blown out, but that's okay. I do want to take the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but in the chocolate shade. Yeah, the chocolate brown shade. I just figured it would go with the warmth of this look. Yeah, I did use up, well, I guess it went outside of the 6-month period, but I had the Sephora collection Size Up mascara in the brown shade. So I wanted to purchase another brown mascara, and it's this one. I have not used the Better Than Sex formula other than their Better Than Sex Foreplay, which is kind of like a mascara primer, but also a mascara in itself, like that you don't need to layer on top of because it comes out black. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of see what this chocolate mascara from Too Faced is about. Because I know the Better Than Sex mascara line has been loved by many, many, many people. So, yeah. I'm not like super picky about mascara. I mean, I do definitely have favorites, but I also do like trying different mascaras. You know, it's kind of fun. So this Sephora Savings event is coming up, and I do love to purchase Sephora Collection products during this time because it's 30% off. And I keep wanting to buy these Sephora Collection size up mascara, but in the cobalt blue or like bright blue shade. I don't know. I'm just like, how often will I be using that bright cobalt blue? You know? I'd much rather just use it in an eyeliner. But speaking of this mascara, this is a heavy weighted mascara tube. I think that's really nice. The Too Faced Better Than Sex Foreplay mascara also is very weighted. Okay, the mascara is pretty. It's kind of hard to see with how bold my eye look is, so maybe a brown mascara wasn't the best option, but I'm just going to keep building it. All right. This is the first tube of mascara, so we'll see how I feel about it. At the moment, my lashes are coated. For complexion, I'm going to take my Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint. Beauty Blender Skin Tint. I bought it when it was on, say it with me, deep discount at Sephora. It was like $7 or something, or maybe it was like $14, and then, yeah, maybe it was 14. But, yeah. I really like this foundation. I wish more people kind of like got a chance to use it or something, because I know Beauty Blender is only known for their sponges. Not known for many of their like complexion products, at least in the beauty community that I kind of watch. No one really talks about Beauty Blender. So, but I love the skin tint. There's no SPF in it, but that's fine. But it gives you like this soft radiant glow, or it gives me, sorry, gives this soft radiant glow. And it offers really decent coverage. I was surprised when I first used it. The coverage is stunning, at least for the level that I like. I prefer medium buildable foundations or skin tints even. So, okay. So there's the Beauty Blender skin tint on. It just offers such a beautiful radiance. It still offers coverage, but without looking cakey. And I love it. It's medium coverage skin tint. And it is buildable. Okay, I am going to take my e.l.f. Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener in the shade Light Medium. I'm just going to brighten the center of my face and my under eyes. This concealer is fine for what I need it to do. Because of how creamy this concealer is, I like to apply a lot of it because it truly is like a light coverage product. But I apply a lot of it and then let it set. sit and set there so it can get more coverage, because as a liquid product sets, it kind of gets a little thicker. Um, and yeah, the thickness offers a little more coverage. So yeah, I am just going to leave my concealer sitting like this for now. And I'm actually going to hop back in and apply more mascara, because now that the mascara has dried slightly on my eyes, I want to see if it can build more. So again, taking the Too Faced Better Than Sex chocolate mascara. So the mascara is built up. Not bad. I think I managed to apply more mascara at a time before it set down too much and it creates flakes or anything. So obviously still my first time using it, so I can't say much, but it is just okay. All right, so I think it's been sitting a little bit. I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm gonna start where I don't need a lot of coverage. So my chin, my forehead. All right, so there's that blended on my forehead, down the center of my nose, and my chin. Sometimes when I blend out my concealer, especially with a brush, sometimes I can still see the brush bristle strokes of me like patting it in or blending it. So I figured, why not just use my finger for today at least. It definitely offered the coverage I need. I usually like fuller coverage concealers, but this will do for today. Go back into my makeup palette that has the Beauty Blender skin tint on it. Coat it on my foundation brush and just add a little more, but also kind of try to get it. It was already a seamless blend between the concealer under my eyes and the foundation, but just a little more. Because why not? Because I'm just going to go all out today. Okay. So I'm satisfied with everything. Now I am going to set my face. I'm going to take my Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in the shade Medium. The shade Medium, I normally get the shade Light in this powder, but the shade Medium works on me as a face powder compared to it being an under eye powder. So I just kind of doused it on my brush. Going to pat it on. Although it is meant to be a under eye setting powder, I think this works beautifully all over the face because it's such a thin formula. It is baked as well. Such a thin formula that it kind of looks undetectable, but it still does its job of setting. All right. satisfied with this set. I just did everywhere except my under eye area. To take my Laura Mercier loose translucent setting powder, taking up a lower puff. I'm going to set my under eyes. Actually going to blend out the concealer that's in my crease and then just dab a little and then pat it in. Formula is pretty. It does blur, so I do like it for that. For some reason, as a dry-skinned person, I love setting powder and powder. I don't really know why, but just taking the same brush I used to set my whole face and just kind of packing in, because the blush and bronzer that I'm using is a powder and I don't want it to be placed on a cream or wet base. You guys, I actually did have a cream product to use. It's the Nudestix Nudies Matte Bronze color in the shade Manila. But it's okay. I'm just gonna see what it looks like on top of a set base. I chose the Nudestix Manila shade because it has more warmth to it compared to all of the other bronzers I have in my collection at the moment. So I think the warmth of this will go really well with the warmth of the Urban Decay blush. Just taking a little more. Okay, so this is the bronzer on. It's a light bronze. It's fine with me because this blush is the star of the show. Again, this is the Urban Decay Face Bond Blush Suede in the shade Situationship. Taking a really, really big powder brush. I think I applied too much, so I'm gonna dab it off onto my hand and I'm gonna apply. That is the shade Situationship on. Very pretty. I think, though, it's a little pinker than I was expecting. Alright, this is what the blush looks like on. It's so pretty. It does come off a little more pink on me compared to this brick red terracotta that I thought it would, but it could just be my blush brush that has other product on it, or my skin's undertone and how red affects my skin tone. I'm going to take my Ilia multi-stick illuminator in Stella by Starlight, using my finger just to warm up the product. And then I'm going to apply it to the tops of my cheekbones. All right. There we go. That is most of the complexion done. I do want to take this e.l.f. Cream Glide lip liner. This is a new shade to me. It's called Cinematic. I just figured it would look good with this really warm look. All right. That is the shade Cinematic on. Of course, it's slightly blended with the lip balm I had on, the Marceline lip balm. But it's still really pretty. Okay. And then another new to me product is the Ilia Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil. This is in the shade Saint. A lot of these products I bought whenever they were on like a really good sale at Sephora, so. But this shade I thought would look so pretty with this look. Could be wrong. I might end up putting on a brown lip instead. Oh, that's such a pretty lip color. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to the eyes. I'm going to take the shade, I don't know the shade name, but I'm going to take the shade from the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 palette, Nubian 3 Coral palette, just taking it on my finger, and put it on my inner corner. All right. Now for my lower lash line, going back into the Pat McGrath palette, taking this matte shade, the burnt orange brick red. Oops. I'm gonna actually place it first before blending, or at least try to remember to. Take off the excess product from the brush and then go in and blend what is there. Alright, that is the look so far. I'm gonna do my brows and set my face. Okay, that is brows on. I do think I want a slight brow bone highlight. Champagne. This champagne shade from the Pat McGrath palette. It's a champagne shimmer. I'm just going to apply it to my brow bone to highlight, but to also kind of clean up a little bit. Kind of want like a slightly cleaner upper brow bone to be a little more defined. Right. Now I'm just going to take a blending brush that I used with this eyeshadow look and just slightly blend, although I did just apply the brow bone highlight. But you guys, it's all part of the process. All right, here we go. I am satisfied with that. And then I'm going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter Matte Finish Setting Spray because my face looks relatively glowy, although I did set it. It was just a light set. I think I want some more mattification. So this is the completed look without my makeup setting spray fully setting in. This is still what it looks like. I think it's pretty. Some of the shades aren't as cohesive as I thought, but I still love the look and how it came out. So